Okay, so we were here in the compound cylinder. So as I told that compound cylinder consisting of more than one cylinder. Inner one is called the cylinder and outer one is called the jacket. So how this cylinder and jacket is made together? Generally the outer diameter of the cylinder is higher than the inner diameter of the jacket. Then how it is get assembled? The jacket is heated. So whenever it is heated, it gets elongated and the cylinder is inserted over there. And when the jacket is cooled, the jacket gives a compressive pressure to the cylinder, and that's how the assembly is made. So whenever there is a equilibrium condition, the jacket is giving the compressive force to the cylinder, as well as the cylinder gives the tensile force to the jacket. So this jacket is inner cylinder is in compressed condition and jacket is in expansion mode or expansion condition. So this force acting outward for the jacket and force acting inward for the cylinder. So there is sinkage pressure between between the cylinder and jacket. Let's say that sinkage pressure is P. So this P pressure is compressing for the cylinder and the same P pressure is expanding for the jacket. So this P pressure P tends to contract the cylinder and expand the jacket as shown in this figure. So let's say that delta J, that is increase in inner diameter of the jacket. So jacket diameter is going to increase due to this force P, and the cylinder diameter is going to decrease due to this force P. So delta J is the increase in diameter of jacket and delta C is the decreased diameter of the cylinder. So if we Lina ye আসছে মনে হয় Amazon delivery আসছে. Okay, so the tangential strain delta T for jacket, it is given by change in circumference divided by original circumference. So change in circumference for the jacket is how much? Change in circumference is pi delta 2 delta J. Pi d2 delta J is the diameter after expansion, and initial diameter was pi d2 divided by original diameter, this pi d2. So delta Tj is the tangential strain, that is delta J by d2. So similarly we can see that for the cylinder it is in compressed condition. So original dimension was pi d2 and after compressing the dimension becomes pi d2 minus delta C, that is compression, divided by pi d2. So delta T for the cylinder is delta C by epsilon T for the cylinder is delta C by d2. So also we know that epsilon T for jacket is 1 by mu sigma T minus mu sigma R. Sigma T tangential stress and sigma R radial stress. So from equation A and C, this equation A and C, we can write delta J by d2 is equal to this. So this is equal to this term. So we have written these things. So this is equal to, again if we simplify, d2 goes up and then we can write this. And we have seen from the previous class that tangential stress sigma T is P d3 square plus d2 square divided by d3 square minus d2 square, and radial stress is minus P. So if we substitute these things in this equation, we can get delta J is equal to this one. So this is, let's say, equation number E. So similarly we can determine for the tangential stress for the cylinder also. So cylinder is equal to 1 by E sigma T minus mu sigma R. So delta C is by d2 is equal to this and delta C is equal to this one. So if we simplify by putting tangential stress and radial stress value, we will get delta C for the cylinder is this one. So you can see that it is coming negative term. Why it is negative? Because for the cylinder it is compressing force and jacket it is expansion force. For jacket delta J is this positive term and for the cylinder delta C is negative term. So if we neglect the sign and we only take the magnitude, then we can get the total deformation. So we will go to the next. So we have derived delta J is this and delta C is this. Delta J is the deformation of the jacket, which will be positive, and delta C is the deformation of the cylinder, which will be negative. So if we neglect the negative sign, we will get the magnitude. So total deformation is equal to delta J plus delta C. So if we add this and this, we will get this term, this plus this. So total deformation is equal to P d2 by Young's modulus into 2 d2 square d3 square minus d1 square d3 square minus d2 square d2 square minus d1 square, where you can see that d1 is the inside diameter of the cylinder, d2 is the outside diameter of the cylinder or inside diameter of the jacket, and d3 is the outside diameter of the jacket. So based on these things, if we want to solve one problem, we can see that a high pressure cylinder consisting of steel tube with inner and outer diameter of 20 and 40 millimeter respectively, it is jacketed by outer steel tube having outer diameter 60. So D3 is 60. D3 is 60, D1 is 20, and D2 is given 40 millimeter. And limiting stress is given 100 MPa. And Young's modulus for this material is given 207 kilonewton per millimeter square. So from the principal stress, we can determine the tangential stress with this formula. So from this tangential stress, we can get the pressure, that is shrinkage pressure. Shrinkage pressure we have determined 38.48 Newton per millimeter square. So for this original dimension, we can put the deflection or the total deformation is equal to, based on this formula, total deformation, this is the formula. So total deformation is this one. So if you put total deformation, we will get this. So this problem is very simple, but you need to choose carefully which one you are considering. So the dimension for this tube will be as follows. So for the cylinder, it will be compressed. So this is the shrinkage pressure. So that's why the cylinder diameter, original diameter will be D2 minus this shrinkage pressure. This shrinkage pressure. So this will be the inner diameter of the jacket. So you can see that if inner diameter of this jacket is 39.968, then outer diameter of this cylinder is 40, then how it can be assembled? It will be assembled again by the previous process, like jacket will be heated and that will be expanded and cylinder will be fitted over there. So you can see that inner diameter of the jacket is lower than the outer diameter of the cylinder. Okay, so that's the fundamental of this problem. So now it comes the end closure. Like pressure vessel, we have talked different types of pressure vessel. One is open, one is closed. So let's say one closed pressure vessel. So in that closed pressure vessel, you need to close the two end condition. Like in the top, let's say this is a one cylinder, this is a one this thing. So the top condition, it needs to be closed. So there are different types of closing pattern is there. So formed heads are usually end closure for cylinder pressure vessel. So there are two types of closure. One is domed head, these three are domed head, and another is a conical head like this. Okay, so domed head, first I will discuss about the domed head. Domed head generally three types. One is hemispherical, then this is hemispherical, then second one semi-elliptical, and third one is the toruspherical. So hemispherical heads have minimum plate thickness. This thickness is minimum plate thickness and minimum weight and considerably lowest material cost. However, the amount of forming required to produce hemispherical is more. So this formation operation cost, it is higher. So resulting the increased forming cost. The thickness of this hemispherical head is given by this formula. T is equal to internal pressure Pi, Ri is the radius of this form, and C is the allowance, corrosion allowance, sigma 2 sigma T efficiency minus 0.2 Pi. And the semi-ellipsoidal head, it will be looks like this. It is semi-ellipsoidal. The ratio of this major and the minor axis is taken as 2:1. So you can see that the thickness for this semi-elliptical, it is given by this formula, pi di by 2 sigma t efficiency minus 0.2 pi plus corrosion allowance. So do and pi is the internal pressure, is given an eta is the efficiency. And the third one is the toruspherical head. Toruspherical head, you can see that slight difference from the semi-elliptical head. So the thickness of toruspherical head is given by this formula, where L is the inside crown. So L is the inside crown radius, and knuckle radius R is given by 6% of the crown radius. So that is Ri is equal to 0.006 into L. So this is the Ri and this is L. So 0.06 L. And the crown radius L should not be greater than the outside diameter of the cylinder. Therefore, L must be less than DO, outer diameter. So this is the thickness for this toruspherical head case. Now another type of head, that is conical. So this conical head, conical section, the thickness is given by this formula, and where you can see that alpha is the half of the apex angle, and half of the apex angle is usually taken as less than 30 degree. So this half of the apex angle, so it will go like this, and if you take this truncated section, so this becomes half of the apex angle alpha. So alpha is usually less than 30 degree. So among all these things, which one is preferred? So hemispherical and semi-elliptical heads are used for tall vertical towers because they are practically free from the discontinuities, and top closure is only a small part of the cost of this pressure vessel. And limiting factor for pressure vessel toruspherical heads are most economical and other type of domed heads. So generally, for horizontal pressure such as tankers, water, milk, petrol, diesel, kerosene tanker, they are use a small vertical pressure vessel. Okay. So now another thing it will come. Some cases the pressure vessel needs to be opened. Like you are having one pressure vessel, let's say one compressed natural gas. So that compressed natural gas you need to take out through the pipe. So in order to take out through the pipe, you need to cut a manual hole and then insert the pipe. So that is called the opening of the pressure vessel. So opening of pressure vessel is very much required because you need to give some inlet or take out some outlet from the connection, like manhole or other connection, temperature gauge, pressure gauge, safety valve. So these are the openings. So opening can be different types: circular, elliptical, and ob-round. This is not spelling mistake, this is ob-round. Okay, ob-round shape is like this. For your simplicity, I have taken a ob-round shape. This is a ob-round shape. So circular, it may be circular type, it may be elliptical type, or it may be ob-round type. So you have seen that ob-round type of hole is very much useful. This type of hole you have been seen in the pressure vessel. So how this opening of the pressure vessel is generally designed. When the opening is cut, the pressure vessel and area is removed from the cell. So let's say before cutting this opening, this one is the area, total area. So if we cut this area, so this becomes a hole. This becomes a hole now. So this much amount we have removed from the parent metal. So this much amount of area removed, it needs to be adjusted with this location, here or here. So these are the added area. So these two will be summation of the area removed from this position. So this is the fundamental concept of the area compensation method. So with this area compensation method, the openings of the pressure vessel needs to be designed. So I think I have able to convey whatever the slide I have prepared, and this will be the end for the pressure vessel class. And based on this class, if you have this PPT with you, if you look on the PPT, based on that PPT, you can answer whatever the question I have said in the MCQ test. So this MCQ test you will not get by Googling the answer, because you have to go through this PPT and then only you can able to answer the question, because you will not get those answer directly in the Google. Okay, so I will now unmute to all of you to ask questions if you are having any. Okay, I have unmuted all, so you can ask question now.
Sir, I have a question.
বলো।
সেমি ইলিপ্টিক্যাল আর টরিস্ফেরিক্যালের তফাৎটা কি, মানে ইয়েতে, মানে একই
এই পেজে তো বলছো? হ্যাঁ, সেমি সেমি ইলিপ্টিক্যাল, সেমি ইলিপসয়েডাল এন্ড
হ্যাঁ সেমি ইলিপসয়েডাল আর টরিস্ফেরিক্যাল এর মানে
পার্থক্যটা
তফাৎটা
দেখো,
কি?
এখানে একটা কন্টিনিউয়াস রেডিয়াস রয়েছে, কন্টিনিউয়াস রেডিয়াস, বাট হিয়ার ইট হ্যাজ স্লাইটলি ইনক্রিজ, দেন ইট স্টার্টস। সো এই যে ভাঁজটা এখানে দেখো কন্টিনিউয়াস, এখান থেকে শুরু হয়ে গেছে ভাঁজটা, কিন্তু এই টরসফিল্ডটা দেখো কিছুটা উঠেছে, ওঠার পর তখন ভাঁজ শুরু হয়েছে। দেখো এই জায়গাটা দেখলে বুঝতে পারবে।
হ্যাঁ, এখানে রেডিয়াস অফ কার্ভেচারটা একটু কম, সেটা দেখতে হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ,
একটা
তুমি দেখো সেমি ইলিপসয়েডালে আর ওয়ান বলে কোনো টার্ম নেই, কিন্তু এখানে একটা আর ওয়ান বলে টার্ম আছে, এটা জাস্ট ডিফারেন্স।
হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা।
And in the next class, maybe I will be starting the tribology chapter. That will be the end for my side. Already I have covered all types of gear, and pressure vessel today I have completed. So, and already KB sir is taking brake and clutch, maybe he has covered the things. From my side I will be covered the tribology portion. That means wear fix and lubrication, bearing thing. So do you have any other questions? अभिषेक
No,
कुछ?
sir.
ओ सर।
हाँ बोलो, क्या पूछना चाहते हो?
ओ सर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं सर।
अच्छा, समझ में आया तो ये पूरा चीज?
हाँ सर।
अच्छा, पीपीटी देखने से ही समझ में आ जाएगा, लेकिन पीपीटी ऐसे बनाया हो मैं ढूंढ के तुम लोग ताकि सुविधा हो।
पीपीटी कहाँ है सर?
पीपीटी गूगल क्लासरूम पे दिया हुआ है।
पीपीटी गूगल क्लासरूम में दे चुका हूँ, जो मैं क्लास लेता हूँ गूगल क्लासरूम में तुमको मिल जाएगा पीपीटी।
वहाँ पे देखना होगा।
हाँ देखते हैं।